Now the second equation looks really dag nasty because of these horrible looking variables here, but to us, we just want to know if it's quadratic in form. Notice the x parts are the same, and since this exponent is 1 understood, this exponent is twice this exponent, and therefore this is quadratic in form. Again, we go to our middle variable to define our u. So u we're going to let be x minus 1 over x, and then this becomes u squared minus u minus 6 equals 0. And if you go ahead and factor that and solve it out, you get u is equal to 3 and u is equal to negative 2. I'll leave you to solve that out. That's a very simple factoring problem. Now once again we have the problem that there is no u in the question that we're asked to solve. We're supposed to be solving for x, not for u. So if you stop here and you box this and call it your answer, you're going to lose a lot of points. That is not your answer. What you've got to do now is go back and resubstitute for u x minus 1 over x. So don't write u equals 3, write x minus 1 over x equals 3. X minus 1 equals 3x. That would be by multiplying both sides by the common denominator x. You'd get x minus 1 equals 3x. Negative 1 equals 2x. X equals negative 1/2. If I let u be negative 2, then I have x minus 1 over x is negative 2. X minus 1 equals negative 2x. If I take the negative 2x over to this side and the negative 1 over to that side, I get 3x equals 1. X equals 1/3. Now, do those answers check out? Well, let's see. What is x minus 1 over x when x is negative 1/2? Well, that's negative 3/2 over negative 3/2 over negative 1/2, which is 3. So this would say 3 squared, which is 9, minus 3 minus 6 is 0, so that does check out. So I'll call that one answer. Now what is x minus 1 over x, if x is 1/3? Well, it would be 1/3 minus 1, which is negative 2/3, over 1/3, which would be negative 2. And if I plug that in, I'd get 4. Minus negative 2 is 6, minus 6 is 0, so that also checks out. So there's a second answer. Okay, in our last one, now we have these strange fractional exponents. We've already looked at how to solve an equation if there's only one fractional exponent. There's only a few of these fractional exponents that we can do, but we can do this one because it's quadratic in form. That is, the variable parts are the same, both of them are x, and the front exponent is twice that middle exponent. So that makes it quadratic in form. Again, we go to the middle variable part to define our u, so we'll say u is equal to x to the 1/5. Therefore, u squared is equal to x to the 1/5 squared, which is x to the 2/5, and that is exactly our first term. So we'll call this u squared plus u minus 6 equals 0. Again, that's very simple factoring. You get u equals negative 3, u equals 2 for your answer. But again, a u answer is no good because the question was about x, not u. So what we have to do is go back, and instead of saying u equals negative 3, u is x to the 1/5. So we'd say x to the 1/5 is negative 3. And if we want to get rid of the 1/5, we could raise both sides to the 5th power. And we would get x is equal to, now negative 3 squared would be 9. So negative 3 to the 4th would be 81 times another negative 3. That would be negative 243. Now for our second answer, we've got u equals 2. Again, u is x to the 1/5, so this is x to the 1/5 is 2. Raise both sides to the 5th power. And we get x equals 32, not 22. X equals 32. And now you'd have to check those to make sure that they work. Well, the 5th root of negative 243 is negative 3, and if you square that, you get 9. So this first term would be 9. This second term would be negative 3, so I'd have 9 minus 3 minus 6 is 0. That's true, so that checks. We go to the second one. The 5th root of 32 was 2. We saw that right here. So this would be a 2, but that's x to the 1/5. We're going to be squaring it because of the 2 on top, so 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 2 is 6, minus 6 is 0, so that checks. And those are our answers, and that completes the podcast.